In tonight's headlines, new school buildings are inaugurated in Corozal, Belizeans benefit from BTEC training, and St. Victor gets a new water system. These stories and more on this week's edition of Belize Now. Thanks for joining us on this Friday, March 2nd, 2018. I am Erin Guzman. The government of Belize, through the Social Investment Fund, SIF, has inaugurated several new projects in the Corozal and Orange Walk districts in the last few months. Last Thursday, February 22nd, our Belize Now team was there for the opening of 3 new school buildings. Here's more.
Okay, Margarita. I-E. Okay, I-E gives us the long song of I. Margarita.
Ranchito Village in the Corozal district and Carmelita Village in the Orange Walk district can now be counted among several communities to benefit from new school buildings. Through the Social Investment Fund, SIF, the government of Belize continues to champion efforts to ensure a quality education for all.
Your government, the government of Belize under the leadership of the Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Dean Barrow, is steadfast in its commitment of investing in Belize's future leaders. Because as a visionary government, we recognize the critical role of primary education for social, economic, cultural, environmental, and political development by way of empowering you, who are the country's future leaders, with knowledge, skills, and values to enhance Belize's socio-economic development.
Ranchito Government School now boasts a new 2-story 8-classroom building. There, a pre-existing building, which houses primary and preschool classes, was also rehabilitated. Meanwhile, the Carmelita Government School saw the construction of a new 2-story 6-classroom building and a new preschool building. We heard from both principals about their new additions.
When I took over the school, there was a lot of kids and teachers lacking spaces in the classroom, and the stress was building up hot classrooms, and it wasn't that conducive to learning. With these additional classrooms now, we can finally breathe, and now we are hoping to raise the caliber of education that is being given here at school, and with this brand new equipment, we will surely put it to good use.
It was a long-awaited day, and I think I could say I'm more than happy that we finally received what we have been asking for a long time. We had ups and downs, but we made it, and I'm so proud and thankful to SIF and the government of Belize for providing this building to Ranchito Government School.
In addition to new school buildings, the teachers and parents benefited from training in special education, early childhood education, information technology, and parenting skills, among others. In Ranchito, where computers were added to the classrooms, the principal has high expectations of her teachers.
The entire staff got training in technology, computer technology last year, and all of that knowledge that the skills they gain, they will be able to use it in class to make learning more interesting, more enjoyable with the students, more learning, and as well to expose children to the new era with technology.
More excited than the teachers and principals were the students, who were happy to tell us just what they thought of their new schools.
I like my new school building because it has more space and the class is better and much bigger, and I could really enjoy it. And this year I really love the new school building, and I hope children the same way love it like me, and I hope they take care of it the same way I am doing to it.
It just brings excitement to make students learn more, things like that.
I am proud, and because many students can study, and it could be possible that if they don't go to college, they have their primary school.
Well, I think that it is more comfortable for everybody, especially for teachers and the principal, and that we can learn more. And I thank the people that sent it and made it so that we can feel comfortable, and I feel so proud.
At a glance, we completed and rehabilitated other schools, inclusive of sub-projects in various communities right here in the northern region. Escuela Secundaria Técnica de Mexico, Xunush St. Viator Vocational High School, Our Lady of Guadalupe RC School in Corozal, and this morning we just inaugurated Ranchito. As I stand before you, I extend an invitation to each and every one of you to come on board in the pursuit of academic excellence.
For Belize Now, I am Janelle Mencias. The buildings were constructed by way of grants from the Caribbean Development Bank under the Basic Needs Trust Fund's 7th program with counterpart funding from the government of Belize and the communities of Carmelita and Ranchito. Both projects are valued at just over $1 million Belize dollars each. The Belize Training and Employment Center, a unit of Beltrade, completed its most recent job preparedness training in early February. The trainings were done in waitstaff and housekeeping services. We spoke to the manager of BTEC and a few of the participants on the importance of such trainings.
The Belize Training and Employment Center, BTEC, was created in August 2014, carrying out their first set of training in the business process outsourcing industry, equipping persons to work at call centers. Over the years, BTEC has branched out to include hospitality and home health trainings. BTEC's manager, Christine Smith, told us why their waitstaff and housekeeping trainings were important.
Those are two areas within the hospitality industry that there is always a need for new staff. And as we go into the start preparation for the Easter break, we know that employers, especially resorts, will be hiring extra staff so that they can manage the number of persons who will be coming out to their resorts on vacation for that period of time.
The training included both technical and soft skills. The participants received technical skills training specific to the type of work they preferred.
So for this time around, we had two groups. We had a group that did wait staff, and then we had a group that did housekeeping and janitorial services. Well, BTEC staff conducts the soft skills, customer service, and we do the wait staff training as well. This time around, we did, for the housekeeping, we did the theoretical aspect of it, and we employed happy maids to come in and do the practical aspect of the training.
While technical skills are limited to specific industries, soft skills include a wide range of attitudes and behaviors that will be needed at any job.
So we need them to understand what is the value of work and what role they will play. So we do 1 week of soft skills, and then we do 1 week of customer service. Because it doesn't matter what area you're working in, customer service and how you are able to react and interact with persons is important to the business that you're working in.
BTEC goes beyond their training by keeping track of participants and assisting with their employment search.
Once we know vacancies, we get on the phone, my staff gets on the phone, we call, we email, they're looking for resumes, they're looking for persons. You need somewhere to print and type your resume, BTEC can offer you that service. So come in, we'll sit with you. As part of their soft skills training, they develop their resume, and we do interview skills with them, so they already have that.
45 successful participants celebrated their completion of the 3-week hospitality training on February 6, 2018. Those individuals, some new to the hospitality industry, while others took it as a refresher course, learned the essentials of perfecting their trade. Here's what a few of them had to say about their experience.
These trainings are very important because our people do need some sort of skill so that we can find a job more easily or readily. And knowing something before going to the job is that it becomes an asset. So if you're just learning on the job, you're nervous, you're not sure or certain of what to do, where what is, or what questions to ask. So learning the skill before getting a job, it aids you in better being prepared, and that's what we all need.
Training was great. I learned a lot. It was something new for me because I never did waitressing before, so it was really new and fun, and I learned a lot.
The best part was getting to take the towels and design them into the swans, because we only see these things on television and admire it, and when we go to hotels. These are things that I like to incorporate, because then not only adults, our honeymooners, and other people appreciate it. Children as well appreciate these design. We can say we'll use it in hoteliers, but we can also do it when we're doing housekeeping for homes, private homes that say they want to hire us for a day. We can use it there and design it and just let them feel like they are appreciated. It's not just going and just cleaning the home and things like that, but doing these little things for them as well.
It was like a second opportunity. That's the way I put it, because when you're young, you have many opportunities and you just let them go. To me, this was just a second opportunity that life was offering to me to do something, and mainly it was for free, so it was something I couldn't let go.
BTEC's role is to decrease the unemployment rate in Belize by providing persons with relevant trainings that can be used to get jobs in different industries. While BTEC can't guarantee employment, Ms. Smith said that they can equip persons with skills needed to help gain employment.
When we offer trainings, we encourage people to come. I have this saying, I can't pay you to come to my training, because we don't have any money to pay anybody to come. You have to want it for yourself. But we can offer you water and knowledge. And with that, you can use that to move yourself from point A to point B.
Come and do your best and take all trainings. It's very good to learn something new every day. So I will encourage anyone to do the program. It's very good.
Take all the trainings that you can, especially when BTEC is giving these training, like their page, get in touch with them, do the training. They will work with you, learn from it.
For Belize Now, I'm Miriam Longsworth.
We'll have more stories after the break. Stay with us.
On Wednesday, 7th March 2018, voters of all 9 municipalities will have an opportunity to elect the members of their respective councils. On your ballot, your vote is sacred and secret. Exercise your right. The voter enters the polling station and presents his voter identification card to the first poll clerk. The first poll clerk verifies the particulars of the elector on the voters list, while the second poll clerk verifies the particulars in the binder. The poll clerk then calls out the name of the voter and rules off the voter's name from the voter's list. The voter is then directed to the presiding officer, who requests that he shows his right index finger to ensure that the voter has not voted before, and directs the voter to dip his right index finger up to the first joint in the indelible ink. Once the elector has dipped his finger, the presiding officer initials the ballot paper and issues it to the elector. The elector then proceeds to the polling booth and marks his X in the box beside the names of the candidates he wishes to vote for. With the ballot paper folded so as to conceal the vote, the voter shows the presiding officer her initials and places the ballot paper inside the ballot box. The voter then exits the polling station. Remember, you are permitted to vote for 1 mayor and 10 councillors for Belize City and 1 mayor and 6 councillors for Belmopan City and Towns. Your ballot paper will be rejected and not counted if it does not have the presiding officer's initial on the back of it, if the voter has voted for more candidates than there are seats, if the ballot paper is not marked for any candidate, if the ballot paper contains any mark or writing that could identify the voter, and if the ballot paper is unmarked or void for uncertainty. Electors are encouraged to take along their voter identification card to their polling station to facilitate the process. Make your vote count. Electors are reminded that the use of cellular phones in the polling station is an offense. A message brought to you by the Elections and Boundaries Department.
Punta Gorda Town now has a modern multi-purpose sporting facility thanks to the government of Belize. The brand new complex is double the size of the prior venue, and some of the features include a FIBA certified wooden court with padding underneath, seating capacity for 1,000, changing rooms, locker rooms, and offices. This $3.4 million investment in the town of Punta Gorda is being heralded by the residents of PG.
I feel very excited because this is first time a port like this is built in PG.
This is a big achievement for the Tongue Tuka. We have a lot of the youths there where they come out and want to play ball the same way. And this just a put up on another level.
A lot of youths can't even wait to play on the new court because it's so official and it's something new to PG, in a whole.
I have to thank the government of Belize because then they look out for PG,
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
On Tuesday, February 27, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Patrick Faber, Area Representative for Kaya North and Minister of State in the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Sustainable Development and Immigration, Honorable Dr. Omar Figueroa, and Minister of Human Development, Social Transformation and Poverty Alleviation, Honorable Anthony Martinez, joined residents in San Ignacio Town for a signing ceremony between the Government of Belize and India and the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. Through the India-UN Development Partnership Fund, the Government of Belize has been granted over $600,000 for the support to infrastructure for human development, health and sports project. The infrastructure improvements under this project will support two outcomes. The first is the upgrading of facilities for the Youth Challenge Program, YCP, and other similar future programs. Infrastructure improvements to an existing campus location 21 miles west of Belize City will facilitate the implementation of the YCP and other programs for at-risk youths. Minister Martinez spoke on this.
The goal is to have these young people go back into their communities far more equipped to be productive citizens, having learned livelihood skills or being reinserted back in school, having received counseling, learned skills to be able to be better coped within their environments and the discipline to remain on a positive path. While the combined effort of the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Human Development have gone a long way to realize the launch and present implementation of the Belize Youth Challenge Program, additional resources are required to develop the program to its full potential.
The second is the construction of a multi-purpose facility in San Ignacio Town. The Get Active and Stay Healthy program is proposed to be housed in a new San Ignacio Community Exercise, Social Sports, and Women's Group Feeding Program complex. The complex will provide a safe space for recreation to residents of all ages, allowing residents to improve their health and fitness, contribute to reducing poverty and hunger by serving as a center for a food pantry program targeting the most needy, and will create employment through self-financed direct hiring staff that will administer the pantry program and kiosk built to house small vendors using the facilities and improving climate change mitigation and awareness through the use of renewable energy to power the facility.
Taken together, the Pantry and Boost programs, coupled with better access to sports and the promotion of a more healthy lifestyle, as well as the various women empowerment initiatives we intend to launch, signifies that here in Cayo North, this Teodoso Ochoa Park project will have a profound impact on the lives and the lifestyles of this entire community.
The India-UN Development Partnership Fund is a dedicated facility within the United Nations Fund for South-South Cooperation. It is supported and led by the Government of the Republic of India and implemented in collaboration with the United Nations system. Projects supported by this facility advance the implementation of the UNDP Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, through concrete initiatives in response to cooperation requests made by other developing countries. San Victor Village in the Corozal district inaugurated their newly upgraded solar-powered rudimentary water system on Thursday, March 1st. The water project was funded through a grant from the Caribbean Development Bank under the 7th Basic Needs Trust Fund, with counterpart funding from the government of Belize and the community of San Victor, totaling just over $830,000.
Allow me to tell you that as a country, we signed on to the United Nations, and we signed onto a mandate that as a country, we want to make sure that we deliver on an improved water source to all Belizeans. And not only have we completed that mandate, as a matter of fact, we have surpassed that mandate, and we have certainly made completion of over 110 rudimentary water systems. And so the addition of San Victor just adds to the task that we have completed.
While we have the water board who has direct responsibility to the system, if we don't pay our bills, they cannot upkeep and keep the system running for the time to come. Presently, the project is in what they call the fixed liability period, which any issue, the contractors are responsible to come back and deal with it and to set it right for you to continue to have safe water, safe potable water here in this community.
The project included the construction of a new steel frame elevated tank that holds up to 30,000 gallons of water. It has all required piping and accessories, installation of a submersible solar water pump and colonnade. The project also included installation of a solar-powered system that will be able to utilize 2 days of sunlight to fill the tank. The San Victor Water Project was implemented by the Social Investment Fund, an implementing agency of the government of Belize. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Residents of Dangriga now have their very own brand new modernized multi-purpose complex, compliments of the government of Belize. This $3.5 million investment in the cultural capital will host sporting events, cultural events, and shows, and can double as a hurricane shelter. Features include seating for 1,000, a fully FIBA certified wooden court, locker rooms with full bathrooms, a stage and changing rooms backstage, concession stands, office space, and ample parking. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Thanks in part to the government of Belize, since 2014, over 150 communities and over 3,500 households have gained access to safe, reliable, and affordable electricity through Belize Electricity Limited Revitalized System Expansion Project. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
On Tuesday, February 27, Honorable Wilfred Elrington, Minister of Foreign Affairs, along with his counterpart, Her Excellency Sandra Jovel Polanco, Foreign Minister of the Republic of Guatemala, paid a joint official visit to the office of the Organization of American States, OAS, in the Adjacency Zone at the western border. The foreign ministers and their respective delegations were joined by Mr. Washington Abdallah, Special Representative for the Secretary General of the OAS for Belize and Guatemala. The visit included a bilateral meeting, a presentation about development projects implemented in the communities along the border, and other presentations on other OAS-led border programs. The ministers updated each other on preparations for the respective referenda to obtain the consent of their citizens to refer the dispute to the International Court of Justice, ICJ. Minister Elrington and Minister Jovel reiterated their government's intent to resolve the Belize-Guatemala referendum at the ICJ and to further strengthen bilateral relations. They also expressed support for the strengthening of the OAS office in the Adjacency Zone. The Belize delegation included Mr. Jose Alpuche, Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, His Excellency Mr. Alexis Rosado, Ambassador of Belize to Guatemala, as well as other senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Honorable Orlando Habet, representative of the Leader of the Opposition, was also in attendance. The OAS office in the Adjacency zone was established in July 2003 with the aim of fostering community-to-community contacts across the border to monitor the implementation and execution of confidence-building measures, to conduct verification of border incidents, and to improve relations and cooperation among inhabitants of the western border area. The office is headed by a director. The mayor of the Belmopan City Council, Mr. Khalid Belail, has received equipment from the chair of the Belize Road Safety Project, Ms. Yvonne S. Hyde, Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Economic Development and Petroleum, along with the contractor representative, the Belize Roadway Construction, on Monday, February 26, 2018. The council received a traffic light programmer, spare traffic lights, and a mini sweeper. In 2013, the government of Belize received funds in loan financing from the Caribbean Development Bank towards the cost of the Belize Road Safety Project. Over the past 5 years, many activities have taken place and have contributed to an increased awareness in reducing severity of road traffic deaths and injuries. And that's it for this edition of Belize Now. If you want to provide feedback or send in your comments, please feel free to email us at info@pressoffice.gov.bz or visit our Facebook page and let us know what you think. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week. Until next time.